Tonight, hundreds hit the streets in downtown Duluth, bringing attention to a tragic trend impacting the Native community.
And could the cozy be spared? An 11th hour investment could save the historic building from the wrecking ball, but for how long?
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Hundreds draped in red hit the streets in downtown Duluth today to bring awareness to the epidemic of missing and murdered Indigenous women.
CBS3's Alex Libby was at the march. He joins us in studio now to share their message. Alex.
Tony, Kristen, family and friends of those impacted by this epidemic of violence, along with many community members, hit the streets to raise their voices in remembrance of those lost and those trying to stop this from happening to anyone else. This is the 5th annual Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women March in Duluth. Advocates originally started the event because they didn't think anyone was listening to their fears over the growing number of cases against women in the Native community. Survivors and family members directly impacted by the violence lead the march despite some progress over the last 5 years. Survivors Corey Northrup says there is still a lot of work to be done.
The things that are lacking are justice for survivors, justice for those who have gone missing, and not enough attention is given to the cases that involve people that are of Native American descent.
Northrop says this march is a good start to bring awareness to the people who are unaware of this issue, with the next step being education. Coming up at 10 o'clock, we hear from another survivor how that violence has impacted her family and why she says it's happening to those closer to home than you might realize. I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Alex. Demolishing a vacant downtown Duluth building is officially on hold. The former owners of the Pastorate Terrace building put up the $50,000 required to stall the historic structure's demolition. Now the city will have to wait until an appeal process plays out before they can possibly tear down the building. City leaders estimated the proceedings could last until the end of the year. Several weeks ago, city leaders put up orange fencing outside of the building after bricks began falling off.
A 17-year-old was taken to the hospital after they were hit by a car on Duluth's central entrance. It happened just before noon today near South Blackman Avenue. Police say the teen was not seriously injured and he was cited for stepping into traffic. The driver of the vehicle says they saw him but could not stop in time.
A McGregor dad is in jail after his toddler was shot in the eye with a BB gun. Dale Preston was charged with 7 counts today, including child endangerment, assault, and having drugs around a child. Authorities say the 2.5-year-old's mom took them to the hospital Monday. Preston was reportedly taking care of the child when they were injured. He claimed kids were playing with a BB gun in the alley outside their home when a BB ricocheted and hit the toddler. According to court documents, authorities did not find evidence that directly matched Preston's story. They also found a BB gun under his mattress. Court documents show the toddler is back home tonight waiting for surgery to remove the BB lodged under their eyebrow.
A Coon Rapids man died in a snowmobile crash near Tower. According to the St. Louis County Sheriff's Office, the crash happened Thursday along the Arrowhead Snowmobile Trail. The 51-year-old veered off the trail and hit a tree. He died at the scene.
For the second day in a row, it was a stunning sunrise over Lake Superior. Check that out. This is a time lapse starting at about 7 o'clock this morning. The cold temperatures helped create a nice rolling layer of lake steam as well. So let's check in now with Dave, who is back at the Duluth Boat Show tonight for a first look at the weather. Hey, Dave, how are things going?
Well, the weather is much more pleasant tonight than it was this morning. That cold snap really snapped with some bitterly cold temperatures, but now things are starting to warm up. So don't let that keep you away from the boat show. Come on down to our booth where you can see giant life-size cutouts, bigger than life-size cutouts of Kelly Hinseth and some guy from Ely there. He looks kind of familiar. And while you're here at our booth, of course, please sign up for this light bar we're giving away for TVs. And, of course, there's also some candy to have and other great things that you can do for fun here at things like the boat show. Now, let's talk about this morning's temperatures. Let's take a look at how low temperatures got this morning. And Hibbing, 32 degrees below zero. That set a fresh record for folks there. The old record was 31 below, and it made it to 33 below towards Silver Bay. And add in the wind chill factors, a lot of towns had 40 below earlier this morning. But that was this morning. Right now, we've got a warm front working from the west, and that is going to warm us up for our Saturdays. Tonight's forecast says clouds will be on the increase. Increased clouds will help keep surface temperatures up 10 above for a low temp tomorrow morning rather than 30 below. Then for Saturday, this low pressure system packing the warm front could bring a couple of light snow showers. Not a big deal. And look at that. The high temp then goes to 29 degrees above zero. Some towns could crack 30, but it won't last forever. Already by Sunday, the cold front portion of the low knifes through the region, sends temperatures plunging to highs of only 12. Is that a longer lasting cold snap? Well, frankly, I'll let you know with a full 7-day forecast coming up just a little bit later on here in the newscast when we come back to the 54th annual Boat Sport, Travel, and Deer Classic here at the deck.
All right, Dave, we'll check in with you in a bit. Enjoy yourself.
On one of the coldest nights of the year so far, thousands on the Iron Range went without power for several hours last night. CBS 3's Jenna Wells joins us live outside the utility building in Hibbing. Jenna, we're hearing this isn't the first time Hibbing residents have gone without power in the cold?
No, it is not the first time, Tony. It turns out that there actually have been about 3 power outages, widespread power outages here in Hibbing since 2020 began, just within the past couple months. Now, we did speak with officials today who said that last night's power outage, which lasted from between 11 p.m. to about 1 a.m., affected 5,000 customers here in Hibbing, over 5,000 customers. And they did say that they found that the cause was a broken cable, but they're still investigating how that happened and why. Some residents that we spoke with today said that they're pretty upset that this keeps happening. It doesn't always happen during the winter, but there have been several power outages that are widespread here in Hibbing over the last few months, some in the summer, several in the winter during dangerous cold. So yeah, it affected more than 5,000 customers. The temperatures were between 23 and 28 below zero last night here in Hibbing. So not a lot of fun for residents who told me that they really had to bundle up last night until about 2 in the morning when finally the power did come back on here. So we will hear more from officials, from actually the director of the Public Utilities Services here in Hibbing about why this happened and what they're doing about it, and just hear from customers as well who have been affected by this power outage. That's coming up tonight at 10.
All right, certainly much more to come on this one. CBS 3's Jenna Wells live for us in Hibbing tonight. Thanks, Jenna.
The long-running debate at the Capitol over insulin affordability has shifted to the Minnesota Senate. Yesterday, patients and parents urged senators to keep working toward a compromise between competing Senate Republican and House Democratic proposals. Affordable insulin is one of the main pieces of unfinished business left over from the 2019 session when a compromise fell apart at the end. A Senate Health Committee gave the first hearing yesterday to a GOP proposal, approving it on a voice vote and sending the bill to its next committee stops. The House Democratic bill is also moving through committees.
A big endorsement in the race for Minnesota's 8th Congressional District. Today, the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 49, backed incumbent Congressman Pete Stauber. Local 49 members applauded the Republicans' work to add jobs and on key labor issues. Stauber pointed out his efforts to secure a $10.5 million grant for the Duluth Seaway Port Authority. He says grants like that will help bring jobs for years to come.
I'm fighting for free and fair trade. I'm pushing for projects that are important for our region. I understand that fighting for our jobs and the economic drivers in our region is utmost important.
Stauber does not have a Republican challenger right now, but 2 Democrats are in the race. Quinn Nystrom and Soren Sorensen. A primary will be held in August with the general election in November.
From elementary school to high school, every step of the way, Hayward students are taking part in a unique program aimed at getting them ready for life after graduation.
CBS 3's Emma Quinn shows us how academic career planning gets a new spin in Hayward and preparing even the youngest Hurricanes.
Every Wednesday, students in the Hayward School District are asked a question.
What's your plan?
We wanted to make sure that we had every one of our kids' career and college ready, so we branded it as What's Your Plan, with our goal meaning that every student in the Hayward School District will have an individual roadmap to get to their goals.
A roadmap roadmap of long and short-term goals for students starting in kindergarten.
I'm going to be a vet, and I want to be a mermaid when I grow up.
A computer programmer.
And ending in the high school, where seniors have opportunities for internships and job shadow, helping them figure out what's the plan.
Yeah, you have an idea. You don't have to be panicking at the last second. Like, am I going to college? Am I going to take a year off? Definitely having a plan makes things roll out smoothly.
Several technical programs are offered at the high school. For students in carpentry, they graduate with their diploma and a technical degree through Wisconsin Indian Head Technical College.
We don't have to pay as much money before, and then it's like we already have half of it done, so it's kind of a head start above everybody else. You get it for free. You have a teacher who's willing to help you every step of the way. Yeah, it's awesome.
Easing stress about knowing what to do, helping students financially.
But having as many students that we can possibly have leave here with some sort of college credits. One, it saves them money. Two, they're closer on that roadmap to their plan.
These are the guys that are inbound.
Still to come on Live Local CBS3, Spreading the Love, how a Duluth group spent the day spreading kindness with folks downtown.
And a warm-up is on the way, but we could maybe see some snow as well. Dave will have the full forecast coming up in just a bit.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS3 Duluth.
He's thinking recliner. You're thinking sofa. It's okay. Everyone wins at the President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture. Plus, for 3 days only, Saturday through Monday, get incredible doorbuster deals marked way down. The 3-day President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Vaping has been declared a national epidemic among youth. 1 in 3 high schoolers vape in northeastern Minnesota.
My child started having seizures from vaping. There's still so many unknown chemicals.
One vape cartridge has as much nicotine as at least 2 packs of cigarettes.
My child was hospitalized with severe lung injuries.
They said it was no big deal.
My child said it was no risk.
That it was under control.
That's what my child said. But what could I have said? Get the facts and talk to your child today.
If you love to fish, hunt, boat, camp, or travel, or you love anything to do with the outdoors, you'll want to make your way down to the great family getaway at the Duluth Sports Show and Northland Deer Classic. See the newest RVs and boats. If you can cast it, ride it, wear it, sleep in it, or float on it, it's here. Bring your calendar and book your next family vacation at the many resorts and lodges. Fun for the entire family is happening now at the Deck in Duluth. MinnesotaSportsShow.com.
At Miller Hill Subaru, we believe in the mission of saving homeless pets and placing as many as possible in loving homes. Nearly 800 pets have been given a second chance through the Subaru Love a Pet adoption event in the past 12 years. We sponsor rescue groups near and far who share in this mission. And it's clear our amazing community supports adoption, welcoming these deserving pets to their forever homes. This is what collaboration and commitment to our community means to us.
Huge tax breaks for the rich while the middle class continues to struggle. That's what happens when billionaires are able to control the political system. Our campaign is funded by the working people of this country. Those are the people that I will represent. No more tax breaks for billionaires. We are going to guarantee health care to all people and create up to 20 million good-paying jobs to save this planet. I'm Bernie Sanders, and I approve this message because we need an economy that works for all of us, not just wealthy campaign contributors.
He's thinking recliner. You're thinking sofa. It's okay. Everyone wins at the President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture. Plus, for 3 days only, Saturday through Monday, get incredible doorbuster deals marked way down. The 3-day President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture.
The NYPD takes care of its own. Whatever it takes.
On New Blue Bloods, tonight 10/9 Central on CBS.
I was friended by someone claiming to be God. They started sending me friend suggestions for people in need of help.
So we help them.
Reconnecting families, even saving someone's life.
We are basically the Justice League.
A New God Friended Me, Sunday on CBS.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez on CBS3.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS3 Duluth.
Let's check back in with Dave Anderson, who is live down at the boat show.
Yeah, Dave, Friday night, it must be pretty busy down there. How's it going?
Tony, it is awfully busy down here at the boat show for Friday night, and the weather is cooperating. Sure, it started off cold this morning, but it's mellowing out here for Saturday. But the cold snap, it started to put the ice back on even Lake Superior here, so boating seems to be just a dream right now, even though there's a beautiful pontoon behind me. But eventually that ice will melt. People will be getting their brand new pontoons out onto the lake. And so joining me now is a dear old friend. I've been with the Coast Guard Auxiliary 21 years, and those 21 years I've known Conservation Officer for Minnesota, Keith Olson, who's one of the boating experts for the DNR. So bottom line, Keith, when people get out, their skills may be rusty this March or April or May, hopefully not June. Eventually we get out onto the water. What's the number one safety tip?
The number one is life jackets, PFDs. The water's going to be cold. Falls overboard, always have a PFD, a size that fits everybody, and a wearable for children when they're on board. Number 2, watch the weather. Number 3, tell someone where you're going. And number 4, make sure your equipment's in tip-top shape.
And of course, if you get that equipment new here at the boat show in the next couple of days, that should be one of the least of your problems. Keith, thanks a lot for those fresh tips, because after 6 months of hard water season, we tend to forget how to stay safe out there on the water. Thanks a ton, Keith. Thanks so much for everything you do for all of us. And now, weather-wise, what's happening for all of us? Let's eye up the current conditions at Duluth International Airport, where the temperature is 11 above, no more 30 below. That's going away for a while. Relative humidity is 51%. Wind is southerly 16 miles per hour, and that southerly wind is helping push temperatures up. It's coming in conjunction with a warm front, so that warm front will make things go towards 30 above by tomorrow afternoon. Air pressure right now, 3.04 inches of mercury, and current regional temperatures don't look too bad. Last night we were cooling from the northwest. Now we seem to be warming from the northwest. It's 20 in International Falls, and even 16 above in Hibbing isn't so bad. 10 above in Hayward. You're on the cool side now, but your overnight lows will actually warm up from this point come tomorrow morning. So that's a bright note for folks who don't like it so bitterly cold. Let's move into the picture for the upper Midwest right now and check out the situation. That Arctic high pressure system that had us the last 2 days is now diving its way down towards Missouri and may even make it towards Oklahoma. And as it goes farther to the south, well, up north here, it starts to give way, allowing that lower pressure system from the west to come our way with its warm front. Bottom line is clouds increase tonight. Flurries are possible tomorrow morning, maybe a half inch, but that's about it. And then the cold front of that low hits us on Sunday. So we do start to cool down again as early as Sunday. We'll drop our temperatures in half. Tonight's Minnesota low temps, much warmer, 9 to 14 above with increasing clouds. Let's move into Wisconsin and Michigan to see what the temperature trends will be there. 13 to 16 above with those increasing clouds, which, taking a look at the forecast for Wisconsin and Michigan for tomorrow, shows in the morning you get about a 30% chance for some flurries, maybe pushing towards a half inch. And high temps going towards 30. Minnesota high temps go from 24 inland to 31 degrees down towards places like Moose Lake. And after the 40% morning flurry chance, we just might actually clear up as the cold front comes through to usher in another high pressure cell, which should make things partly cloudy on Sunday, but cooler. High temp only 12 on Sunday. Monday may be the most adventurous day of the week ahead. We do have a 50-50 chance for snow. Highs go back to 23. If that snow chance pays off, we're looking at maybe 1 to 3 inches. And then after that, we dry up and ride a roller coaster of cool one day, warm the next.
Well, a little love can go a long way. The Duluth Downtown Clean and Save team spent their day spreading some Valentines cheer. They were armed with boxes of candy hearts with the message, "We love having you in the downtown waterfront." Their mission is simple: spread some extra kindness downtown.
We do this annually to give back to the community and say thanks for having us in town. It gives you a sense of ownership in the downtown. We see a lot of smiles, especially the kids like getting candy from us.
This year they handed out roughly 500 boxes of candy hearts. Kelly's here to talk about a big Friday full of sports.
I know. Valentine's Day is supposed to be like the day of love and inclusion, but the Wild are just out here firing people. Sorry, what?
Nothing, never mind. I totally ruined your toss. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you did.
I know.
That's some good news for the Minnesota Wild. Who is out? That's coming up next.
Up to 60% off on the North Face and Columbia winter clothing. CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
We're in, we're out, we're back on the road. Let's go. Here we go. Pick them up, put them down. Get them in there, get a snack, go to the bathroom. Everybody goes to the bathroom. Just make sure the cat goes to the bathroom. We are not stopping anywhere else. You three go to the bathroom. Wait, who's that guy? When do we pick him up? I don't know.
Bart picks me up when I call.
It gets me to my appointments.
It gets me to class.
It gets me to practice.
It gets me to go shopping.
It gets me from school.
It gave me my mobility back.
And it gets me here with my friends.
The bus is always warm.
At Bay Area Rural Transit, we have over 82,000 reasons to ride. One for every person who lives here.
At Miller Hill Subaru, we believe in the mission of saving homeless pets and placing as many as possible in loving homes. Nearly 800 pets have been given a second chance through the Subaru Love a Pet adoption event in the past 12 years. We sponsor rescue groups near and far who share in this mission. And it's clear our amazing community supports adoption, welcoming these deserving pets to their forever homes. This is what collaboration and commitment to our community means to us.
Jason Church served with honor, but why'd he back a liberal Democrat who pushed to impeach President Trump? Yep, Church donated to help liberal Democrat Max Rose beat a solid Republican. The guy Church backed sides with Nancy Pelosi 96% of the time and voted to impeach President Trump. Church served our country well, but if he backed a liberal for Congress, can you count on him to serve you in Washington? Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
He's been a leader throughout the country for the past 12 years. Mr. Michael Bloomberg is here.
Leadership in action. Mayor Bloomberg and President Obama worked together in the fight for gun safety laws, to improve education, and to develop innovative ways to help teens gain the skills needed to find good jobs.
At a time when Washington is divided in old ideological battles, he shows us what can be achieved when we bring people together to seek pragmatic solutions.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Being a disabled veteran and to have a tooth pain on top of severe PTSD will take you down in the dump. After several denials, when I went to Aspen Dental, they gave me a free exam, free x-rays. The doctor comes in and then he's like, you are in pain, so we're going to get you taken care of. I had no insurance.
At Aspen Dental, we're all about yes. Like yes to flexible hours and payment options. Yes to 30% off dental services. And yes, we'll take care of you no matter what. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL today.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
Just last week, Minnesota Wild fan favorite Jason Zucker was traded to Pittsburgh. When general manager Bill Guerin met with the media, he said, if there's any ounce of quit in this team, you can bet there will be more trades. Well, today, Guerin didn't announce a trade, but a coaching change. After 3 seasons with the Wild, Bruce Boudreau is no longer the head coach. Boudreau went 158, 110, and 35 in his 3+ seasons with the Wild. The coaching change comes after a 4-3 shootout loss to the New York Rangers last night, a game that the Wild should have won. Assistant Dean Evanson has been named interim head coach. As Guerin met with the media this morning, he again showed no mercy in terms of whether or not this is the end of change for the Minnesota Wild.
Well, if players are hurt by this, then maybe they're not the players that we should have here. This is the business that we're in. It's unfortunate. It's always a sad time when you do this, but this is the business. And just like I said the other day with the Jason Zucker trade, this is something where I fully expect our players to show up at game time tomorrow and be ready to go. You know, we've shown that we can be that we can beat the best teams in the league, or the so-called best teams in the league. And I think in some of the tighter game situations, we could be a little bit better. You know, like I said, not one thing, but, you know, last night was a game we should have won.
Bill Guerin is not here to make friends. Well, if you're a hockey fan in the Northland, you know that the Hermantown to UMD pipeline is strong. The current roster has 3 former Hawks on it, and it looks like they are adding another. Hermantown junior Joey Pierce has announced via Twitter his commitment to play hockey at the University of Minnesota Duluth. Pierce has had a breakout year for the Hawks, netting 15 goals with 32 assists. Pierce, along with Hermantown senior Blake Biondi, are currently committed, as well as 2019 grad Darian Goetz. Current Bulldogs include junior Dylan Sandberg and sophomores Jesse Jocks and Cole Kepke. After being pushed back a day for the cold conditions, the state Nordic ski meet was finally held in Biwabik today. Over 320 qualifying high school skiers in the field. Sunny skies, still pretty cold up north this morning, starting with the boys 5K freestyle. In 6th place, representing the Ely Timberwolves, was Jasper Johnston with a time of 14 minutes and 14 seconds. In 19th place, 35 seconds behind Johnston, was Sam Sturtz out of Grand Rapids, 14 minutes, 52 seconds. 2 spots behind him was in 21st place when was Benjamin Bauer out of Cloquet Esco Carlton, 3 seconds behind Sturtz. In the girls freestyle 5K race, it was another skier from Ely leading the way from Section 7. Freshman Zoe Devine in 10th place with a time of 17 minutes, 23 seconds. The Timberwolves qualified as a team, as did the Duluth East Greyhounds, led by Clara Kramer. The senior finished 16th with a time of 17 minutes, 44 seconds. And in 36th place, it was Lucy Campbell from Duluth Marshall with a time of 18 minutes, 24 seconds. Congrats to them on a job well done, but also for getting out there in below, I believe it was 20 below is what our photographer said, shooting up there. So props to him as well. But holy cow.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yes.
Cold.
Thanks, Kelly.
Stay warm.
Book Across the Bay organizers tell us the ice is perfect for their upcoming event, saying it's triple the thickness that they need. Book Across the Bay event started at 5 o'clock tonight and run throughout the weekend. The main event is a 10K ski or snowshoe on Lake Superior tomorrow night. The trail is lit by luminaries to guide people from Ashland to Washburn.
Let's check in now with Dave Anderson one last time at the boat show. Hey, Dave, how's it going?
Bye, Dave.
There's a booth here from Ashland that's telling us an Ashland booth here is already talking about Book Across the Bay. That's a big deal over in that neck of the woods. And yeah, the weather conditions should work out. It won't be bitterly cold, but it won't be so warm that we should have problems with the ice, although always be cautious on ice nonetheless. A good safety tip is to always wear a life jacket underneath your parka when you're out on the ice. And if you do go through, well, then you've at least fought 51% of the battle. Fighting the battle tonight, yeah, we've shaken off the cold, and now a warm spell's coming our way. But again, not so warm it should weaken the ice too drastically. We're looking at 30 above coming our way for tomorrow, and that'll be a nice change from the 30 below a lot of towns had here this morning. And tonight's weather, actually low temperatures are getting warmer than they were. So warm temperatures, low temperatures, bottom line is comfortable temperatures. Come on down here to the deck tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday as well.
Yep, plenty warm. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.